What's going on, guys? This is your boy Chippa Sick. I'm just going to bring you a quick roster update, kind of going off of what moves I made in the off season to go ahead and build my roster for this year. So we're going to start off with the quarterbacks. Before I even go off of that, I was not able to hit the draft. I had issues with my internet. I just recently moved, so my internet service provider, even though my internet service is awesome, my internet service provider's customer service is complete shit. So it took me a while to get my internet back up and going, thus making me miss the draft. So I got auto picked. Some of the picks that the computer gave me were fucking retarded, but here what I have here. But luckily I was able to come back with a very, very, very strong free agency. So I think we should be good off this year. But starting off, Philip Rivers, there's not really much to say about him. He's obviously going to be the starter this year, and nothing different on that. My two backup quarterbacks, Jim Spond and Luke Stewart. I definitely had to get rid of Charlie Whitehurst. He was fucking horrible. Yeah, so he's gone, and with that, I had to, look at picking up two rookies. Starting off with Jim Spond. This kid, I'm completely surprised. There is only one throw he cannot make, and when I figure out what throw that is, I'll let you guys know. He's mobile. I believe he has even though Stewart has a stronger arm. Just playing with them, Spawn just seems to throw the ball a lot faster. He seems to get rid of it a lot quicker. And also he's not slow. He's a decent sized quarterback, and I don't know what it is about him, but he just does not go down. I've already broken like 2 sacks because of him. And when he gets up and scrums out of that pocket, I'm not trying to put a Tebow status on him, but I've trucked a couple defenders, so I'm really, really, really liking this guy. Really impressed with him, and depending on how long the league goes, if Philip Rivers decides to retire, I won't be left out to dry. So, yep, that's kind of with my my quarterbacks. Next up is going to be running backs. Obviously, huge Fresno State guy. Ryan Matthews is not going anywhere. But Ronnie Brown and Jackie Battle, they both wanted like $2.5 million a year contracts each, and I was not going to fork that out for them. So I did see Mike Goodson from the Raiders out in free agency. I picked him up. I did want. I'd rather have that the more faster, elusive backs, and I was able to get that with Mike Goodson. Nice little steal. I think I got him for under $1 million each year for 3 years. So definitely happy with that one. And I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name, so I'm just calling him Baker. I believe he was my auto-picked 3rd round pick. No. Auto-picked 4th round pick. Nothing too special, but the one thing that really did catch my eye, he has 90 speed, which is pretty decent. His acceleration isn't as ideal as I'd like it to be, but one thing that really, really caught my eye, his elusiveness is an 85, his carrying is a 94. As a rookie, to get a carrying of 94, that's unheard of. And then go along with the 88 truck. I think this guy is definitely somebody we can develop and have him be a really, really, really good backup to Ryan Matthews, maybe a nice 3rd down back. But yeah, only time will tell on that one. We have Laron McClain, which I got rid of Hester. Really didn't need him, didn't use him throughout the season, so better luck with another team out there. I'm not really going to go too much off Laron McClain because he's not really new. Changes to wide receivers. Still have Meacham. Still got Royal. The 3 picks I did pick up were Streeter, Polaris, and Johnson. Rod Streeter from the Raiders, I felt like I was missing that really breakaway speed slot receiver. Eddie Royal, I know he's very fast, but he cannot catch for shit. There's been so many times where he's dropped wide open passes. Completely pissed me off. So I end up checking out to see what other options I did have. And over here we have, like I said, Rod Streeter. Speed is definitely, nice. I did get some speed with my players. Demarius Johnson, Polaris, Streeter. So far during the preseason, these guys have played pretty well. Streeter has been playing good. Polaris, his catch in traffic is ridiculous. Even though it's just an 83, he does not drop that ball. He's definitely going to be taking Eddie Royal's spot as the slot receiver. I most likely might even drop Eddie Royal just because Streeter and Johnson have been playing exceptionally well. Going off to the tight ends, I still got my, two tight ends that I've had since last year. Antonio Gates and Ladarius Green, which people who've played against me definitely know who Ladarius Green is. He was a rookie last year, doing really good things, so definitely glad that I have him back this year. My line is something I definitely wanted to address during the off season. I know Gaither, in real life, let's face it, he's a bust. But in the game, he's still doing good, so luckily I still have him. But what kills me is the left guard. Johnny Troutman not doing what I need him. He's not developing as I thought he was going to, and I was going to address that in the draft. There wasn't really a lot of good left guards in free agency. So what I ended up having to do was take a right guard, which we'll get to in a second, and throw him under as a left guard. Nick Hardwick, Molk, so I said same guys they had last year. And then I was able to pick up Urbic, and Urbic is my starting left guard. So enough with that. We're going to go, and then I still have Clary. Anyways, going back, defense was something that I really wanted to, make sure that I had strong depth with. I had strong depth with to begin with, and then just throughout this actual draft and free agency, I was actually able to pick up a little bit more. We still have Lugit. He was here last year, but not really any additions on the left end, but the right end, Martin, same here last year. Reyes, same. And then this is my second round pick. His stats aren't too flashy. He's up there with his power moves, decent finesse. His block shedding could be better. Pursuit's not there, but for a rookie, I really wouldn't expect too much, especially with the play recognition. His tackle's up there. His hit power is ridiculously high. Definitely one of the faster 3-4 right ends. Strength's up there, and like I said, I know his stats aren't too flashy, but this is a guy who, granted, I've only been able to play one preseason game, but this is a guy that has been, getting pressure when he's had his snaps in there, when he's not tired. He's constantly causing trouble in the backfield, so I'll actually give the computer, props for this one. They actually got me a good pick on this guy. And then just Jarius Wynn. He was out in free agency. I got it for cheap, got him for depth. Nothing too flashy. And then my defensive tackles are still the same. I did lose Franklin, but that fucker wanted way too much money, and as you see here, I am not hurting for defensive tackles. So they did get Gleaves as my number one pick, which it's stupid. He's not, granted, yeah, he has good stats, but he's a 4-3 based defensive tackle. He's not that space eater that I want in a nose tackle. As you see his stats here, there is really nothing other than hit power, which you got to be able to get to the fucker to hit him. Nothing here that's really out of the ordinary. that would, cause me to draft him in the first round, let alone for a 3-4 base defense. Chalk that up for computer loss. Stupid fucking computers. This pick, I actually was looking at going towards a middle linebacker. I did lose Spikes to retirement, but we'll get to that in a second. Left outside linebackers. Sean Phillips is still doing it. Still got Barnes, which Barnes is not a slouch by any means. And they end up getting me McAllister, which is his rookie. That is. Oh, McAllister is Mr. Irrelevant, I believe. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, that's just my little depth on my left outside linebacker. A middle linebacker, since Spikes dropped, I was able to pick up Sign Seiler. And surprisingly enough, Seiler is always around the ball. I would think Butler would be the person to get to the ball faster. Granted, he's faster, has better overall stats, but Seiler is always in the area of that ball. Definitely a good free agent pick. I'm actually happy with this one. And then Jarrett Johnson, Melvin Ingram, same linebackers from last year. Now you'll see here my cornerbacks are completely different than what they were last year. Tracy Porter, as you see, signed in free agency, and then Sam Shields signed in free agency. I lost Quentin Jammer and Kason because they both wanted $6 million a year contracts. I was definitely not going to pay that for those guys. Porter came in. I believe I paid him maybe $3 million a year, and then Shields, I believe I paid him about $2.5 million to $3 million a year each. But honestly, out of all my new cornerbacks, the one I am most excited about is Corey Wright. I was able to pick him up from the Saints, trading him Vincent Brown, which had absolutely no outstanding stats. I had no idea why the guy wanted him, but he was willing to give up Corey White, which the one game that I played with Corey White, he had 3 picks. He was all over it. He's a 6'1 cornerback, 205. Let's go ahead and, his man in zone isn't the best, but I definitely have to show you, block shed. This guy is a strong cornerback. He's almost a safety. If I want to do a cornerback blitz, he can get in there. His hit power for a cornerback, and he's going to be my slot cornerback. So most slot wide receivers are small, and they might be trying to do those little curl routes or whatever. If Corey White gets a hand on him, that ball is coming out. 81 hit power for a cornerback. That is ridiculous. 6'1 and a jump of 93. This guy can do it all. His catch, not the best, but when you use all your stuff, your catches, the catch rating goes up, and a 93 speed. This guy definitely fits what I wanted out of my cornerbacks. My minimum want for a cornerback is at least 6'1", but he's definitely, he has the strength, he has the size, he has the speed. Like I said, I feel like I just stole this guy from the Saints. He is a diamond in the rough. Definitely really, 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 really excited to get this guy. And, see just the rest of his stats, so on and so forth. Okay. And then going to free safety, I have Eric Weddle. Now that I think about it, I think this guy is Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know why he's considered a... this guy's Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know why he's considered a free safety. He has more along the stats of a cornerback. He just has good speed. His tackle sucks. His man definitely sucks. His zone sucks. He's pretty much just a speed corner. Although he did have one stat that did blow me away. I would give him that. Oh, his tackle sucks. As a safety, you gotta have a decent tackle. And 54, that is just horrible. Oh, never mind. It wasn't something that even blew me away. It was just 92 jump, 91 speed, And I believe that was really it. Nothing too flashy. I would have passed on him. Computer thought he was awesome, but granted, it's Mr. Irrelevant. What are you thinking? So, strong safety. Most of you guys know I'm a Falcons fan. When I seen William Moore out there, I had to sign him. I know the Falcons owners, they had, I think, like 3 different owners, so I know he wasn't getting his progression that he needed. But William Moore, definitely by far favorite strong safety. I was glad I was able to pick him up. Brandon Taylor, I do have him as my second string free safety because, as you guys already know from last year, Chad Jones. He's been really, really, really tearing it up for me. I was able to sign him again this year. I'm hoping for him to even have better stats than what he had last year. He had 13 interceptions. I'm looking to break that record with him this year. Oh, and then I do have a new kicker this year, David Akers. Kading, I didn't want like a decent contract, so he went out to free agency. I was able to pick up David Akers for $1.5 million a year. So yep, and then we have Cyphers, and that is my roster, guys. So yeah, just a couple changes. Really a lot of changes to the secondary. But yep, that was my roster update. I know it wasn't anything too flashy, but I thought I would kind of give out some just some players that I'm excited to have this year. And like I said, hopefully there'll be plenty of highlights with the new pickups that I got. Alright guys, as usual, thanks for watching.